Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Science Channel. I'm so glad you found your way here. Maybe the day felt long, or maybe you simply enjoy falling asleep to gentle thoughts about your own mind rather than counting sheep. Either way, tonight belongs to you. There is nothing you need to do except let go. Let your breath become slower. Let your shoulders soften. Let your arms grow heavy. Let your eyelids feel as though they want to stay closed. Because tonight we are going inside your head, not to solve problems or make plans, but to quietly observe what your brain does when you are no longer watching. When the outside world fades and a different, quieter world begins, we will drift through the slow stages of sleep, the gentle rinse that washes yesterday away, the dreams that replay, twist and file the day, how important things sink in while unimportant details float off, why you sometimes wake up knowing something better without knowing how, and why names and random words so often slip through the cracks. All of it calm, all of it soft, just facts appearing one after another like stars coming out after sunset. No hurry, no loud surprises, only the peaceful hum of your mind doing its nighttime work. So if you are ready, find the most comfortable position possible. Maybe pull the blanket a little higher. Maybe turn the pillow once more. And whenever you feel like it, let your eyes close. We can begin. When your day finally ends and you allow yourself to sink toward sleep, your brain does not simply turn off like a lamp. It changes its rhythm. The first change is very gentle. It is called Stage 1. This is the lightest sleep, the borderland between awake and asleep. Your thoughts start to drift like smoke. They no longer hold a clear shape. Random images flicker, faces, fragments of conversation, bits of music that mean nothing. Your breathing slows, your heartbeat eases, your muscles loosen just a little. Your eyes roll slowly beneath your eyelids, and already, without you noticing, your brain has begun to prepare for deeper rest. This stage is short, often only a few minutes, yet it is important. It is the quiet doorway, the soft exhale before the longer inward journey begins. If something small disturbs you here, a distant car or a partner shifting, you can easily wake up. But if the world stays gentle, you slip through. Then comes Stage 2. This is where most of your night is actually spent. Deeper now, but still not the very bottom. Your brain produces quick little bursts of activity called sleep spindles. They sound like soft static on an old radio. These spindles act like tiny guards. They hush sudden noises, a dog barking far away, a branch tapping the window. Your brain decides those sounds do not matter and keeps you wrapped inside sleep. Your body temperature drops a little more. Your breathing finds an even slower pattern. And here, the first real nighttime work begins. Your brain starts sorting the hours you just lived through. strong emotion with it, the name fades quickly. You might meet someone wonderful at lunch, and by morning their name is already slippery. That is normal. That is your brain being efficient, not broken. After a while, the waves in your brain slow even further. This is stage 3, deep sleep, also called slow wave sleep or delta sleep. The name comes from the slow, rolling delta waves that move across your mind like very gentle ocean swells, one every few seconds. Your thinking mind is almost completely quiet. No dreams, no inner voice, just raw repair work happening everywhere. Your muscles lock so you do not move much. Growth hormone flows quietly through your blood, helping bones knit, helping tissues heal, helping skin recover from small scratches or sunburn. If you exercise today, microscopic tears in your muscles begin mending right now. Your immune system receives a boost too. Certain proteins rise, ready to fight anything that might have slipped past your defenses during the day. Your energy is being restored at the deepest level, like recharging a battery that runs everything else. If someone tried to wake you here, it would feel hard. Your mind would be far away, slow to return. This is the stage children spend so much time in, which is why they grow so fast and why they can sleep through almost anything. This deep rest is the foundation everything else builds on. But the night is not only repair. After deep sleep comes a different world. Rapid eye movement sleep, or REM. Your eyes begin to dart back and forth beneath closed lids, almost as though you are watching something. Your heart rate rises a little. Your breathing becomes uneven, sometimes shallow, sometimes quick. And your brain lights up with activity. In many ways, it looks awake on a scan, yet your body stays still. Your arms, your legs, your face are temporarily paralyzed. A safety mechanism so you do not leap out of bed acting out whatever is playing inside. This is dream time, the stage everyone recognizes, even if they do not always remember the dreams themselves. Your mind replays pieces of the day, but not exactly. It twists them. It mixes them with older memories, with fears, with wishes, with random fragments from years ago. You might fly over a childhood house or argue with someone who passed away long ago, or stand in a room where the walls slowly melt. None of it needs to make sense, because the purpose is not logic. The purpose is emotional sorting. Your brain practices what-if scenarios, rehearses difficult feelings, processes stress, so that when morning comes, those feelings feel a little lighter. Even strange dreams can help you wake calmer, more balanced. Some researchers think REM also strengthens creative connections, letting distant ideas meet in new ways, which is why you sometimes solve a problem after sleeping on it or wake with a sudden good idea, even though you were not consciously thinking about it. These stages, 1, 2, 3, and REM, do not happen only once. They repeat in cycles all night long. Each cycle lasts roughly 90 minutes. Early in the night, you spend much more time in deep, slow-wave sleep. perfectly tuned over millions of years. While all of this happens, another remarkable process runs in the background. Something scientists only really understood in the last couple of decades. Your brain cleans itself during sleep. Imagine the cells in your mind are buildings, and between them are tiny spaces filled with fluid. During the day, those spaces are crowded with waste proteins, leftover bits of communication molecules, some of them harmful if they build up too much, like amyloid beta, which is linked to Alzheimer's. When you enter deep sleep, the cells shrink just a little, by about 60%. That creates wider pathways. The fluid starts to flow faster, like a slow river washing through the brain, carrying debris out toward the blood, where it can be cleared away. This is called the glymphatic system, not the lymphatic. The glymphatic, because it is specific to the brain and spine. The rinse is strongest during slow wave sleep, which is why deep rest feels so necessary after a long or stressful day. Without enough of it, waste lingers, mental fog grows, memory weakens, mood dips. Your brain literally needs its nightly bath. Another beautiful thing occurs during these quiet hours. Your hippocampus, the part of the brain that holds new memories like a short-term notebook, talks softly to the neocortex, the long-term storage area. During sleep, especially in the transitions between stages, the hippocampus replays short sequences of what happened today, sometimes sped up, sometimes slowed down, sometimes in reverse, like a film editor reviewing footage. The neocortex listens and gradually copies the important patterns into more permanent storage. This is why sleep after learning something new makes you better at it the next day. Skip the sleep and much of what you studied stays fragile, easily lost. Names, again, are especially fragile because they often lack the rich emotional or sensory anchors that glue other memories down. You remember the feeling of a hug, the smell of rain, the taste of a favorite meal far longer than you remember someone saying, "My name is Mark," unless Mark came with fireworks. Your brain quietly decides the name can wait. Somewhere in the sympachic-kartosen. Dreams themselves seem to help with emotional memory. They take painful or confusing moments and replay them in a safe space, sometimes changing details so the ending feels less heavy. Trauma researchers have seen this process in people with PTSD. Good REM sleep can slowly reduce the intensity of flashbacks. Good sleep overall helps the amygdala, the fear center, calm down, while the prefrontal cortex, the reasoning part, stays stronger. When you are tired, the amygdala overreacts. Small worries feel huge. After rest, balance returns. That is one reason people say things will look better in the morning. They usually do because your brain spent hours quietly rebalancing itself. Even the dreams you do not remember are working. Some stay completely unconscious, yet still do their job of weaving feelings into context. Others leave only a mood, a vague sense of having every synapse you created needs to stay. Some were useful only for a moment. Pruning keeps the network efficient, like trimming a tree, so the strongest branches grow better. Without enough sleep, pruning slows. The network becomes noisy. Thinking feels harder. Focus drifts. This is part of why chronic sleep loss makes everything feel overwhelming. Too many weak connections, too much static. There is still more. Your brain adjusts hormone levels during the night. Cortisol, the stress hormone, drops. Melatonin rises, then falls again. Growth hormone peaks. Insulin sensitivity improves. Even appetite regulating signals, leptin and ghrelin, find better balance after good sleep. You literally wake up with a calmer metabolism, less likely to crave sugar or overeat. All of this orchestrated in darkness without any effort from you. Some people wonder if they dream in color. Most do, though older studies thought otherwise because people reported black and white dreams. That was likely because televisions and movies were mostly black and white back then. The brain draws from recent experience. Now almost everyone reports color when pressed. Blind people who were born blind do not see images in dreams, but they dream in sound, touch, smell, emotion, spatial awareness. Their dreams are just as rich, only shaped by different senses. Animals dream too. Rats replay maze paths in their sleep. Birds practice songs. Dogs twitch and make running motions. Cats stalk invisible prey. REM sleep looks very similar across mammals and even some birds, which suggests dreaming is ancient, part of how brains learn, stay flexible, Some use them to practice skills, face fears, rehearse presentations. The evidence is mixed, but the experience itself can feel empowering. Sleep is also deeply tied to creativity. Musicians, painters, writers, inventors throughout history report breakthroughs after sleep. The brain during REM and even REM quietly tries new combinations. Distant ideas bump into each other without the daytime filters of logic or self-doubt. Morning often brings clarity or a fresh angle because the night gave your mind room to play freely. As morning approaches, your body begins its gentle